martial arts school owners, are you keeping in touch with your ex-members, your ex-students? If you're not, then you're missing a key part of your school's growth, definitely. Now, one thing that I mentioned to all my mentees is the fact that it's easier to re-engage an old student than to attract and enroll a new student. Okay, now before we get into obviously the nuts and bolts of this, I completely understand, from running a martial arts school, some members you're happy to see the back of. Some members, are never happy with the things that you do, really. You're putting on extra classes, you're doing extra seminars, you're trying to improve the provision, you're trying to do this, you're trying to do that, and you're continually trying to improve the program and their experience, but some people are never happy. Don't try and, you can't try and justify why that is. You just got to think, all right, some people are never happy, that's it. However, 95% of the people, you do want to get back into your school, get back into your fold and so on. So you might be thinking, well, they've decided not to carry on, so why would I try that? That's the final thing. You find out that most of the choices are made to drop out on the way to your classes and so on. So because it might be a little bit more of a headache for mum and or dad now, jobs might have changed, car sharing and that type of thing. Another child might be starting something else. So it's not always down to your particular instruction or your particular program. It might be, again, the moving house. They went on summer holiday and it's found hard to get back into the routine. So sometimes you do lose members because of that. They just fall out of the routine of it. It's as simple as that, really. Life gets in the way. However, what you need to do as a savvy martial arts school owner, as somebody that's wanting to improve the growth, the cash flow, and the profits, first of all, you need to enroll in a mentor, hopefully. You're one of my mentees now. But if you haven't invested in this, and I know I bring it out a lot now in the videos, please make sure you do so, okay? How to build a highly profitable martial arts school. Like I said before, and like I said to my mentees, invest £13, £14 into that. It's not generic business advice that might tailor to your martial arts school. It is martial arts specific information there, okay? 330 pages, 300 odd pages really, cover to cover. Tips, strategies, hints, blueprints on how you can improve your school's growth. So again, make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel, but also invest in a copy of that. Okay, definitely will be a good return on investment for you if you read it, and obviously if you implement lots of the things. So, why would you want to get ex-students back? Going back to the main point of the video, if they're a decent student, I'm not talking about standard here now. I'm talking about if they had a nice character, if the family were nice, if the parent support network were nice, friendly people, people that aligned with your school and your goals, then you want to try best to get them back into the fold. Really, now, if they have been an ex-member for the last month, 3 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years, they may refer a friend to you, okay? Because they might still have fond memories of training with you. So there's always that element. They might re-enroll themselves, which is fantastic. Now, again, this does happen. When they get to 16, 17, 18, they might tend to drop off. But they may in a few years, because this has happened to me, 5, 10 years down the line, I've had a child and then they bring them back. And then that's when you realize how old you are and you've been teaching quite a long time. So you always want to be in the back of their mind, really. So again, you've got to think out of sight, out of mind. It does have some truth in that, saying that if they haven't heard from you since the day they left, then they're likely to forget about you. However, some of the things that I tell my mentees is you need to make sure that you're sending them regular pieces of information through the post. Birthday card is fantastic, once a year. Christmas card, another one, once a year. Okay, so that's 2 touch points. Another one might be inviting them down to a particular black belt graduation you've got. That might be twice a year. So there's 4 touch points. You might also then be inviting them down to a special, you might have an open day planned or something like that. You're just continually trying to invite them down just to try and get them back into your school. And again, I know I said it right at the start, it's far easier to enroll an ex-member than it is to enroll a brand new member, okay? Because you should have already built up that rapport over several months, maybe several years and so on. Now, don't just always leave it to tangible mail, although in my opinion, tangible mail, physical letters and so on, postcards, far outweighs emails and so on. But, send them an email maybe once a fortnight, once a month. We're still here. This is what's happening. We've got our black belts that are doing this. We've just had a ball breaking seminar. This is the new weapon that we're doing this particular term. it's, you know, anti-bullying month, it's parent month, just letting them know that you're still in the community and that you're still doing things. So one of the worst things you want them to do is then go and join somewhere else because you haven't kept in touch with them. All right. So you want to make sure that you're trying your best to keep in touch with them all the time. So again, don't forget, out of sight, out of mind. They may have left, but you might want to think to yourself, do you know what? I'd like to have them back in the fold. I'm going to set up a little system where, you know, the last Sunday of every month, or the last Saturday, or the last Friday of every month, I'll send them a little piece of information through the post. The second Wednesday of every month, I'll send them an email, and I'll just build that up. Don't build a massive system at first, which can appear overwhelming. A bit like I tell my mentees with marketing, we just start off slowly, then start to layer things on, then layer things on. Then before you know it, when you look over your shoulder, you think, you know, there's quite a decent, robust system there that's going to help provide me with, yes, new white belts are going to come in each and every month, but also, you know, ex members. So when we start to dig a little bit deeper, you might think, right, this particular marketing strategy gets me 15 white belts per month. However, my re-engagement of ex-members gets me one student a month. Now you might think one student a month, is that really worth it? Well, over a year you've got an extra 12 students there. If they're a brother or sister, mum or dad, whatever, there might be 24, 36 students there. So never underestimate it, okay? Always think of the bigger picture. So I hope you found some value in this video. And like I said, really, if you're looking to improve your martial arts school, watch some more of these YouTube videos. And I do mentor martial arts business owners, definitely. But I'm only working with committed people, people that are going to turn up week in, week out, just like you'd expect for your martial arts students. If you're wanting them to improve, they need to make sure that they're putting in the training, doing the practice stuff at home, and that's how progress is made, okay? And one last thing again, if you haven't invested in that yet, I'll try and hold it up to the camera so you can see how to build a highly profitable martial arts school. Then do so. Pause this video, get on Amazon, type it in, download it. Not download it, well, you know, there's the ebook version. Get the physical copy because there's some samples in there in the back. And I can guarantee if you implement just one thing a week from that, you'll be in a lot better position 3 months, 6 months, 12 months time. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, I need you to subscribe, so please do so. From one martial artist to another, please subscribe to this channel. It will massively help. And good luck. Keep taking steps further forward, everybody. All the best.